Good shot. Good up.
Yo, ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm your host, Bad Guy Ibra, aka Ibrahim. I'm your favorite Gambian. Let's get this party started, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so excited, to be honest. I really am, and I'm buzzing because, you know, Jake Paul versus Tyron Woodley is essentially on the mark. It's coming up today. Obviously, it was a big mistake for me to make this video like really kind of late, to be honest. But I just want to take this time to apologize to absolutely nobody, Mr. McGregor. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, Jake Paul versus Tyron Woodley is the fight. Well, it happened the first time round and it was a split decision draw, right? And we never sort of anticipated that we would ever have the fight ever, right? We never expected it, but it's happening. Jake Paul versus Tyron Woodley. I'm so excited, ladies and gentlemen. But this beg the question on whether Tommy Fury was really scared of Jake Paul. I don't know. I genuinely don't know, to be honest, because again, Tommy Fury has so much more to lose than Jake Paul. Because Tommy Fury, in general, his aim is to become a professional fighter. That's his aim. His aim is to become a professional fighter. Now, imagine him fighting Jake Paul and then losing to Jake Paul. Because let's be honest here, Tommy Fury, although he's Tyson Fury's, I don't know, half brother, but again, he's not as good as Tyson Fury. He's not as polished of a boxer as Tyson Fury is. So he has so much more to lose fighting Jake Paul, especially if he loses to a YouTuber. What would that do to his professional boxing career? So I don't want to sound like a conspiracy theorist, right? But I don't believe that Tommy Robinson had any, not Tommy Robinson, Tommy Fury had any injury. I just don't believe it, to be honest. I don't buy it. I think they've assessed the risk and the reward situation. They know that winning against Jake Paul would do a lot for them, but losing also would be very detrimental towards Tommy Fury's career. Because imagine he lost to a YouTuber. Imagine he loses to a YouTuber. This guy's goal is to become a professional boxer. So if you ask me, it's not necessarily that he's scared of Jake Paul. I think him and his team and his family assessed the risk reward situation and realized that, you know what, if I win, it's gonna worth a lot. It's gonna be worth a lot, to be honest. I'm gonna make a lot of money, and it's gonna boost my career in terms of, like, obviously becoming a professional boxer. But they've also assessed the detriments or the negative sides of, well, they've assessed the fact that there's a possibility that he could lose against Jake Paul, and that could be potentially more likely detrimental towards his professional boxing career. And there was, like, in my opinion, from that assessment, they were like, you know what, it's not worth taking the fight. And we're like, no, I'm not fighting Jake Paul. And it's like, oh, I had a chest infection. I broke my ribs. I had a chest infection. I broke my ribs. And Jake Paul handled it like a proper alpha male. He just did like a proper alpha male. Like, well, yo, I'm coming out here, man. But because Tommy Fury don't want to take the fight anymore, I called Tyron Woodley recently. And Tyron Woodley want to take the fight and that. Man, I just fight Woodley, man. I just don't, man. I fight Woodley, and Woodley picked the fight. And the crazy thing was, just recently, Jake Paul had actually had this sort of like face-to-face, so it was like a little conference, face-to-face trash talk, basically, with T. Woodley. Excuse me. And Jake Paul bought Tyron Woodley a Rolex. A Rolex, dude. Oh, my God. Except, to Woodley wasn't expected, to be honest. I was like, well, cheers, mate, Jake. Appreciate that, mate. I wasn't expecting a Rolex, to be honest, bro. I mean, I really respect that, to be honest, except Jake Paul's like, it's the time. You need to know the time when you're about to get knocked out, boy. And like, about to get knocked out, boy. I wasn't expecting that, boy. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, this fight is going to be something special. It's going to be exciting. I'm looking forward to it, ladies and gentlemen. Who have you got? I still have Jake Paul winning. I genuinely think Jake Paul's going to beat Tyron Woodley. And this time round, he's going to get the finish. I'm disappointed to say this, especially I'm an MMA fan, but I'm also a boxing fan as well. And this is not the octagon. This is the squared circle. Is that what we call it? Squared circle? I don't know. I'll just make it up. But let me Google it. Anyways, I'm assuming it's this square circle, right? I'm gonna try. I assume, but anyways, I think Jake Paul definitely has the advantage. He's taller, he's longer. As I've mentioned, he also has more experience in the ring than Tyron Woodley. Again, Tyron Woodley was the former UFC welterweight champion of the world, won the belt and defended it 4 times, successfully defended the title 4 times, twice against Wonderboy Thompson, once against Damian Maia, and once against Darren Till. So he was amazing, to be honest. But again, boxing is different. There's a bit of a difference. Boxing is primarily striking based. Well, not primarily, it's 100% striking based. Except footwork and all of the head movement and all those different things matter. But again, I just think Jake Paul's gonna beat him. Like, as much as I love Woodley, but I just think that Jake Paul would have the advantage. It's gonna be disingenuous for me to come out here and tell you like that. Tyron Woodley would beat Jake Paul. I just don't believe that Woodley would beat Jake Paul. I think Jake Paul this time is gonna get the finish. I don't know how he's gonna get it. I don't know if he's gonna knock him out. I don't know how, but he will finish Tyron Woodley 100% this time around. Jake Paul is ready. Jake Paul looks like a monster. I mean, a real monster, and he's ready to go. He's ready to go, ladies and gentlemen. But it's not really necessarily what matters. My opinions don't matter as much as your opinion. So I just want to know, what do you think? Who do you think is going to win this fight tonight between Jake Paul and Tyron Woodley? Who have you got winning? Like, go on. I want your opinions, to be honest. Like, obviously, if you think that Woodley's going to win, I need to know why you think Woodley's going to win, because I guess it's going to be helpful in terms of, like, boosting my knowledge for some more video ideas, I guess. Like, you know what I mean? It's amazing, ladies and gentlemen. I really genuinely appreciate the support and the love I appreciate the love and the support that you have been showing me, to be honest. I really do, mate. It means a lot to me, to be honest. It really does. And essentially my goal, it's too late now, to be honest, but my initial goal was to get 1,000 subscribers before the end of this year. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, appreciate it. And next year, we're going to absolutely smash it. More content, more consistency, and I just love you. I appreciate the time. Make sure you have yourselves a fantastic day. Stay safe, though. That's the most important thing. Stay safe. Stay safe. All right. Cheers.